In the northeast of England, a giant guardian angel watches over the land. And who knows, perhaps it watches over local resident Jim Martin and his best mate John as well, because 3 years ago they survived a bizarre, bone-shattering aircraft disaster that should have killed them instantly.
There was no doubt in my mind that we were dead.
People don't walk away from those kind of accidents.
To come down from, say, 1,500 foot and survive, that's a miracle.
Flying enthusiasts Jim and John co-owned a microlight, a very small, lightweight two-man aircraft. One winter's day, they took it out for a ride. Shortly after takeoff, while cruising at over 100 miles an hour, 1,000 feet in the air, they suddenly heard a strange noise.
There was a big thump, and I've had a few bird strikes over the years, and it felt like we'd hit a duck.
However, that was no duck. About 6 feet behind the boys, a series of metal bearings fastened the microlight's tail and rudder to its body. Shockingly, these bearings had started to give way, one by one.
The thing was starting to shake a little bit, and John was looking distinctly worried.
I remember Jim then saying, "I have control." And I sort of thought, good, because I don't.
But things were about to get even worse.
And then there was another thump, and I just saw the tail peeling off. And then the fun started.
As the tail flew off, the microlight plunged into a 17G nosedive, more than twice the force Apollo 16 pulled on re-entry to Earth from the moon.
And I just remember fighting it all the way down to the ground.
Dropping over 1,000 feet in 10 seconds at around 200 miles an hour, the microlight dive-bombed towards the 8th fairway of the local golf course. As bemused club members looked on, Jim pushed out a final mayday call, then hammered headlong into trees a stone's throw from the putting green. Meanwhile, just a few miles away, a local microlight pilot had heard Jim's mayday, called the emergency services and flown straight to the crash site.
There was bits of aircraft wrapped around them, and there was broken bits of fiberglass sticking up, a lot of blood around. I didn't think anyone could survive that.
Yet when paramedics sped to the scene, unbelievably they heard groans coming from the wreckage.
I thought, right, they're both still alive, and I was absolutely amazed.
In an extraordinary and bizarre stroke of luck, the microlight had landed in a group of trees whose branches had first slowed the aircraft down, then flipped it the right way up before bouncing it off into a nearby stream.